Hi guys, welcome to the Aquarius new moon, 24th of January. I thought it'd be a really good idea for us to take a moment and just think about the relevance of this new moon. It is the first new moon of 2020. This is the moon that we set our intentions, the moon that we dedicate ourselves to our future and make a promise to do the best that we can. A new moon of sowing new seeds, a new moon of fresh ideas and thinking about where are we going now? And this is very much Aquarius energy. And it's quite important, I think, to note also Mercury has gone into Aquarius. So this is not only a time for quick thinking, but it's a time for quick communication. Setting intentions is wonderful, especially at a time like a new moon, because we almost identify and incentivize by planning and making a promise to dedicate this, this next year to whatever cause it is, whatever it is that we wish to achieve. The year so far, with this conjunction between Saturn and Pluto, has been a lot about purging, clearing out, closing up the cycle that we've come out of. 2019 being the close of the cycle, but I think as Capricorn season has progressed, there's still been remnants that we've needed to purge, things we've needed to let go. And I think with Saturn being in Capricorn at the moment, it's almost like you cannot avoid this energy. It's almost a very brutal almost confrontation one is having with one's self, and there has been a lot of self-doubt in there, but I think with this Sun in Capricorn energy also, there has been quite a heavy focus and a drive on actually pursuing and doing the things, as well as feeling excited for new things to come. Jupiter in Capricorn is a great time for expanding our horizons, looking at things from a higher perspective, future planning, mapping out what it is, giving ourselves ambitions. New Year, what a fantastic time for New Year's resolutions, and using this new moon as almost a incentive, a way to create a center point where we can begin to think out into the future and like throw our ideas out into this future space that we're in at the moment, and see if there are different ways we can map out how we want to go. And the thing with Aquarius season for me is, because it's so future thinking, because it's so Uranus oriented, which is very outside the box, it's very it thrives on its uniqueness, it thrives on its difference. You've got to really plan almost to expect the unexpected and allow yourself the freedom to be able to, go with the flow. And I want us to think about Aquarius, the Aquarius symbolism. The card depicts the woman and pouring out water. The symbol for Aquarius, the sign, is the old man, and he's pouring water out of his vessel. Now, it's quite important for us to look at the combination of the two, the duality of the two. This being an air sign, it's no different. It comes with a duality, and this new moon will bring an almost like an element of unfinished business, or questioning oneself, or questioning one's ability, or maybe even falling back into bad habits once we've decided to move out of them. Aquarius, the old man, the woman, full of wisdom through the existence of actually being here, and then pouring out the water, which, for me symbolizes the flow, going with the flow, the fluidity of ideas, and not being contained, limitless. And I think a motto, an affirmation for this new moon would be, I am limitless. New moons are a fantastic time for new starts. With the sun going into Aquarius, there is an element of breaking outside of what we've already known of ourselves. This is a fantastic time to create vision boards. If you are, looking to start a new way of life, thinking about health regimes, thinking about how we can change our diet is really important at times like this. And writing it out and almost doing the planning and the mapping so that it is as easy as possible for you to achieve your way to where it is that you're trying to get to, because everything's already sort of laid out in front of you and you've got a very simple and direct thing to just follow the process to get to where you're trying to get to. A great time for looking ahead, a great time for really thinking from a higher perspective. Aquarius is the star, so I want there to be the element of, dream big or go home kind of thing. There's got to be that air of like nothing is impossible. That wisdom of knowing, yet that fluidity of going with the flow. So even though Aquarius is a fixed sign, the wisdom, I think, comes in standing still enough to be able to fully absorb and fully encapsulate whatever it is that we're trying to do. This is a great time for epiphanies also, things dropping. Look ahead this new moon. Plan what it is that you wish to do in the next season, in the next 6 months, in the next year. It's a great time to write out targets. Don't get caught up in the fussy and finicky. I don't think Aquarius is that kind of energy. It is one of starting and being sort of starting and not necessarily finishing what you start, that whole unfinished business. So get a little bit grounded this new moon to be able to not only get carried away with your future plans, but to see, I think, and map out different ways that you'll be able to do them. The trick here as well is to find things that will keep you not only motivated, but ways to keep a sustained motivation in these things that you'd be interested in. I think you'll find with Mercury, Mars sextiling Mercury, the motivation will be there. And it's a good idea, I think, this new moon, to not only write lists, but do vision boards also. You've got to think of the easiest way to get to where it is that you're trying to go. This is a new moon of emotional freedom, so it is great to maybe take a moment to separate yourself from all of the things that have become the usual worries, the usual stresses, and the usual woes. Take time to detach yourself a little bit from that kind of stuff and see where it is that you could spend more of that energy in pursuing your goals, the things that will make your dreams come true. That's the real key to this new moon, to really be part and present to how we are right now, how it is we wish to be in the future, and see what it is that we have to change within ourselves right now to be able to get there. The great thing about this new moon is that the ways to manifest are limitless. Write stuff down, do vision boards, draw stuff out, talk about it. Visualize is a great one. Aquarius is a great visionary. So get really creative in the way that you're thinking. And I think as far ahead to the future as you can. And set some clear goals. Set some real ambitious goals. It doesn't, how you're going to get there is not important. It doesn't matter at all. The fact that you're thinking about it is important. And the fact that you can, let yourself get carried away in that thought is, I think, quite important, because that's how you're going to create enough energy for you to create that path in your mind. I would say that for this new moon, some stones that would be really good to wear would be amethyst, aquamarine, labradorite, and forest jasper is one that's recently come to my attention. I think moss agate also. That would be a nice one for this new moon. I think spend some time on a hill or a cliff or somewhere high up this new moon. It's going to be quite a dark sky, so stargazing is always wonderful. Like I said, take some time out to plan and prepare what it is that you wish to do with this next year, this next, season, this next 6 months, etc. But think to the next decade. Who are you now? Who is it that you have to say bye-bye to? Who is it that you have to let go of when closing up the cycle that we've just come out of and moving into the 20s? Where do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? What qualities is it in yourself that you'd like to adopt, establish, develop, create? Great time for planning. But like I said also, it's great time to purge. Aquarius, and once all of these really serious energies start moving into Aquarius, like Pluto and Saturn, you'll find that finding your soul gang, your soul tribe, the people that are like-minded individuals will become a lot easier. And I think in that time, it's really important for us to develop ourself, grow our strengths. And it is a very practical energy with Jupiter in Capricorn, so that is not as slow as earth signs are. It's still an energy of doing or needing to do and feeling the urgency to do. So creating and developing yourself in the meantime is super important, I think. And before you meet that soul tribe, to create an identity strong enough for yourself so that you won't drown in social situations. Instead, you'll thrive. A great time for sowing seeds. Physically as well as mentally. I think sort out your garden if you're a gardener like me. But plan intentions. Where is it that you wish to go? What is it that you wish to see yourself doing? Make intentions. Write them out. For this new moon, I'm going to pull a card now. Oh, is that the card? A very different energy this year. Oh, and it is the 9 of Swords. This new moon might bring about fear, anger, jealousy, but it is about emotional freedom, and it is about what you can do yourself to set yourself free from these swords. The 9 of Swords is a card of staying still. Once you've acknowledged that there is something there, once you've acknowledged that, right, this is something that I've been through, this is something that has happened already, the next part of the step, and I think it's quite healthy to acknowledge that there are problems or there are things bothering you, but there's got to be a progression. There's got to be a move on process from okay, we've acknowledged it now. What do I do? It's in that little, right, what do I do, that you open yourself up to a lot of releasing of these swords. You can break it down by thinking, this has happened, right? Now I have to do this to be able to move on from it. This has happened. Now I have to be able to, drop so-and-so because they're part of this, or release this bad habit because it's not good for me. A lot of mental energy this new moon. Aquarius is a sign of, fixed air. It is ruminating. It isn't a good idea to just stay stuck there, however. There needs to be a shedding, a purging, a releasing, processing. There is that stellium in Capricorn at the moment that is processing. There needs to feel like you need to build a bridge now and kind of walk onto it. I think the bridge has already been built. It is time for now taking the action of moving forward with this new moon. So set some goals, set some intentions, communicate honestly with yourself. Take some time, I think, to just plan this new moon. And like I said, create pathways there. Like set yourself a schedule, set yourself a, right, I'm going to wake up at this time, I'm going to exercise for 1 hour, and then I'm going to, whatever, however you wish to do your day. But make it so that it is enhanced to make you as productive, as healthy as possible. The new moon in Aquarius is going to be throwing some pretty new ideas at you. There needs to be an element of tolerance and patience for yourself and patience for other people. It is very much a community-based card, a community-based energy. Spend some time with people, but when it gets too much, retreat. There's a lot of wisdom that can be sought from being fluid at this time. Try and see where you can break out of traditions, your own habits even, day-to-day, daily habits, etc. I think that's all I have for you guys. Have a wonderful new moon, an important new one this year. It's the first one, so make it count and make it as truthful as possible. Thank you so much for joining me. I shall catch you guys again soon.